All right. Hey guys, welcome back to Reality Tea with Tammy. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to build our family here. So let's get started. I have a lot of notes for episode 7. And oh my gosh, Ace, I don't know how I'm feeling about Ace. And let's get into it, okay? So we start off the episode with Jeremiah and Huda talking, and they go over the recoupling, and Huda is basically saying how she was very shocked by what Nick decided to do and that she's scared of men. And Jeremiah could not even hide his face. Did you guys see the face he gave? He basically looked at her like, what do you mean men do that? Women do the same thing too. And then she tried to like kind of like track, like she tried to take it back a little bit and say like I didn't know where his head was at. And Jeremiah was like, oh, he communicated how he felt to both of them, but to be honest, he really didn't do that. So I don't even think that's a fair assessment of what Nick did. But his face was like taken aback, and he was like rolled his eyes or whatever. This man is sick of Huda. He thinks she's crazy. And to be honest, in this point exactly, I kind of see where Huda's coming from. Like, of all the other crazy things she's done, I low-key agree with her on this one. But Jeremiah is sick of that woman, and I cannot wait for the crash out. And you can see that they're setting up the doubt in Jeremiah, in Alandria, in Ace throughout the whole episode. And they also talk about the recoupling speech, and he basically was like he was trying not to cry. You could convince a 2-year-old that that's what you were trying to do, but she was like, "Oh, you're gonna cry?" He was like, "I just met you." I'm like, so which one is it? Are you trying to cry or did you just meet her? Like Jeremiah, first of all, he's given us nothing. He's the most boring contestant on the season. Austin is even more interesting than him. Nick is more interesting than him. Sierra is more interesting than him. Hannah is more interesting. Charlie is more interesting than him. So what are you really bringing to this season? Absolutely nothing. Anyways, and yeah, so next we have Ace and Amaya talk, and Ace basically communicates to Amaya right after the recoupling and tells her that he's not affectionate, so don't expect any hugs, don't expect any affection. Like, I get you're setting your boundaries, to be honest, and I respect that. I respect people setting their boundaries, but Loki, I agree with Amaya's crazy ass here. She's like, this is giving player vibe because you just picked me. I'm on cloud 9, and now you just burst my bubble, like telling me that you don't want to do all these things. And I think Amaya is a very affectionate person. We see that when she kisses Austin on the yoga session they had the day before. So I think she's very like intense. She came to Love Island to Love Island, and I think Ace is here for a game, and I think he's here for the long run. I also do believe he's kind of like a slow burn because I'm a slow burn. If I don't really mess with you like that, I'm not about to be doing all that kissing and not doing the most. No, I can flirt a little bit, we can kiki, but when it's time to get to do like the physical stuff, I'm a bit reserved. So I understand that, and I actually respect him communicating that to Amaya. But I do get her point. It is very hurtful. I don't think she needs to be crying and doing all that. You just met this man. You just have to take what he says, put it in the back of your pocket, and you go and speak to Austin the next day. Like, she goes and asks Huda, can we have a chat? And I'm confused here because I thought Huda was the op. So Huda is no longer the op. She's your girl now. I said, oh, okay. And so she tells her she's crying. She's basically like, oh my God, like he just basically put me in my place, saying that he's not going to be affectionate. And like, she doesn't think he's being genuine. She basically reiterates that she thinks he's a player, which I've been saying. If you go watch my video 1 and 2, I told you guys, Ace is a player. He's just playing a messy, low-key game. And I was standing, but this episode, I had to take a step back because I was like, Ace, come on now. You're kind of looking like Jeremiah now because now we're seeing through the game that you're playing. And Jeremiah says to Ace, so are you going to cuddle her? So the boys are having a chat in the kitchen. And Ace is like, yeah, we're not doing no cuddling, no kissing, nothing. And Jeremiah says, if she asks for a cuddle, you're going to say no? And Ace says, yeah, I'm going to say no. He's like, oh, okay. Jeremiah's like, oh, okay. So he's not scamming as hard as I'm scamming. And then Huda's basically telling her let him earn you. And this is low-key good advice in a way, because she's like, don't let him feel like he's dictating the terms of your relationship. He says he doesn't want to do all that lovey-dovey stuff. That's fine. Play his game back, but you have autonomy over your decisions, over who you're going to talk to, over who you're going to speak to. So go and speak to Austin. Go and speak to Charlie. Go and speak to whoever you want to speak to. Okay? And Austin and Charlie have a talk. She said she really likes his speech. Austin is giggly, said the boy said his speech was the best. I don't know about that. To be honest, nobody's speech was that amazing to me, but she's really happy. She's like, she likes where it's going. I don't know if I believe this scammery that's going on, but for Charlie to be in the villa, she needs someone that's going to be picking her every recoupling until she gets her man. So thank you, Austin. Thank you. You're a client for this week. Okay. Then next where the girls are winding down, and Olandra spills the tea that Bella basically made out with Nick at the Soul Ties the other day, the night before. And Bella's like, hold on, I was just making out with him 5 minutes ago. Like, excuse me? And to be honest, I'd be flabbergasted too, because it's like, I'm gonna find out. So why don't you just tell me before you find out? But that's what the saying says. It's better to ask for forgiveness than to, do the right thing in the first place. And I think that's the game plan Nick is going with. So Shelly gives good advice. She basically tells her, go and speak to him tomorrow and see if he's going to tell you. And then you're going to know how you're going to move about it. And spoiler alert, he does not tell her. Then we get to breakfast. They make breakfast for everybody. Ace and Taylor talk about Olandra, and he basically tells her, like, look at your girl. She's making breakfast for you. I don't even have that. So you need to step up your game. Taylor, I don't even know what this man is doing on this villa. Please send in bombshells for Charlie and Olandra. I need 5 dark-skinned goodness to walk through that door. We need pre-Casa before Casa starts, okay? Because these men in here are not man enough for the women in this villa, especially Charlie and Olandra. He basically tells him to step up his game, and we see later down the line that maybe he does. And he basically talks about how the physical attraction is not there for him. Do you want to make me believe that you're waiting for your girlfriend back home, Taylor? Because I don't even know what's going on with this man. I have no notes anyways. And he basically tells Taylor that you're going to lose her. Ace tells her you're going to lose her if you don't step up your game. Olandra and Taylor then have a conversation, and she basically says that, like, their words and their actions are not matching. They're saying they like each other, but there's no affection. She's like, I'm a slow burner. And yes, this place is expedited in terms of, like, how you're supposed to feel about each other, but I'm a slow burner, and he's not really giving me what I wanted to give. She's basically expressing this to Taylor, that I know I'm a slow burner, but we can burn faster than this, can't we? So she basically expresses how she feels. This is the first time in this episode she does, and she's gonna do that later down the line. Then we have Chelly and Sierra talk, and they're talking about Nick, and she said she doesn't understand why he wouldn't tell her what happened. She's like, I'm gonna find out. So why can't you just get ahead of the narrative and tell me that you kissed Bella when you know I'm gonna find out? Chelly's like, let me play devil's advocate. Maybe yesterday was a lot for him. Da 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 da. Like, just Shelly's always playing devil's advocate. She's always gonna give you the other side. She did the same thing with Huda. She's doing the same thing with Sierra now. She's really telling her that, maybe it's because he had to do a lot yesterday. I get it. To be honest, this villa is crazy. Who knows when they let them speak and not speak? So Chelly's kind of like giving him a rope, like a leash, just to kind of hold on to something here. And she's like, yeah, just have a chat with him and see how it goes. Ace comments on Huda and Jeremiah's relationship, and he's talking to Olandra, and I believe either Taylor or Chelly in the kitchen, and he's like, he doesn't really believe it. I think it was Taylor. He's like, I don't really believe this relationship. He said he doesn't think it's real. Olandra says, I hope. She wants to hope it's real. And Olandra has a lot of comments about Huda and Jeremiah throughout this episode, where she just wants to stand by her girl, but her mind is telling her that this is not a realistic relationship that's going to go further. She's like, I want to hope it's real. And she says something like, Huda's more invested than Jeremiah, she feels, but she's just going to support her girl. Huda and Jeremiah go on a date to the water park, And yeah, so we see them go to the day in the water park. They're enjoying themselves. It's actually a really cute date. It's really nice. I can imagine how nice it is to get away from people, connect on a deeper level, and just be one on one. Those kind of things kind of bond you together, and they either make your relationship get stronger or just are just there for the show's amusement, whatever. Ace is chatting to Nick, and Nick says he's surprised he picked Amaya and not Chelly, and he tells him that he told him what he told Amaya the night before, how he's not affectionate and how the conversation kind of got a little weird and stuff. And then we have Huda and Jeremiah talk about their day and their day-to-day life. Huda tells her, Jeremiah talks about his day-to-day life, typical frat boy stuff. And then we get Huda telling Jeremiah about her day to day, where she has a daughter. She says she has a good co-parenting relationship with her dad. She's free on the weekends. They talk about living together. Jeremiah says basically they live in different cities. They'll have to figure that out when they get back home. Olandria and Chelly, Chelly and Sierra talk about Huda and Jeremiah and their concerns about them together. Chelly's like, I'm happy they got this time together. They can go out and explore their connections. And Olandria is basically like, to be honest, it was a lot of red flags in this whole relationship. I really just want to support my girl, but I ain't gonna hold you. Like, it's giving, I don't know if this relationship is gonna last. And that's basically what Alandra's trying to tell to the girls. And I think after the conversation she had with Ace earlier on, it's in her head that maybe Ace is right about this relationship. Is it genuine? Is it what it is? We don't know. Austin tells Nick Amaya and him had a good makeout sesh, and he asked him, do not tell anyone. And Nick is like, what? Like, you're out here making moves, Austin? He's like, yeah, we had a good makeout sesh. I'm surprised that it's funny how information doesn't really get passed around in this villa. It's very interesting to see. Austin then tells Nick that Amaya and him had a good make. Oh, I talked about Amaya and then Ace talk about the conversation the night before. She apologizes for the way she reacted, and he says, babe, and she basically calls him babe, and then he basically another policing effort by Ace telling Amaya, I don't like the fact that you call me babe. It's too soon. What do you call your partner? He asks. She's like, babe. He's like, yeah, we're not together, so don't call me babe. And she's like, I can't even breathe. Is it okay if I breathe? Can I blink? She's like, Ace, sir. Like, it was such an awkward conversation. Like, I was having secondhand embarrassment for both of them because you could just tell that they're on two different worlds, two different planes. They do not mesh whatsoever. Ace, and I could see in Ace's mind, he's like, oh, what did I get myself into? And that's what you get when you try to play the game. The game is going to play you. Because there was no reason for you to pick Amaya. There was absolutely no reason to pick Amaya. To be honest, this could have been your chance to kind of build something with Chelly. She's not going to chase you, and we're going to talk about that later. She's not. You guys can both be your unaffectionate, kiki, talk once a day type relationship, but you thought you're gonna play the field and now the field is playing you. And I respect Amaya. She's not about, to be honest, she's a hothead. She's very emotional, so she's never gonna get along with someone like Ace, but she does have a reason to feel kind of slighted. I would hope she could control her emotions better and communicate better to him so that he doesn't feel like, oh, she's doing all this crazy stuff so I can leave her anyways. But to be honest, that never really works. I'm glad she's being herself, but I hope she could rein in her emotions better so he doesn't feel like, oh, now I don't like her because she's going crazy. Because to be honest, she has a right to go crazy. What do you mean I can't call you babe now? She's trying to explain to him, like, I do this all the time. I call everybody babe. And she slips up, you can see throughout the episode, multiple times calling him babe. But he's not having any of that. He doesn't want to hear that. And that's why I'm like, Ace, do you even listen to the people you're conversing? He feels like he's so smart. He feels like he's like the brightest tool in the toolbox. But baby Ace, you can have your boundaries, but you still also have to be considerate of the person that you're partnered with. Okay, I don't like you calling me babe. That's fine, but maybe don't talk about it right after you just told her that you're not gonna cuddle with her. Like, she's right. He's giving player vibes, and we've clocked Ace's game from day one. We just clocked it. We liked him because he was coming for Jeremiah, but now it's getting a little weird. Okay, yeah. So she's very pissed, Amaya, and she asked him like, do you want like, it's giving passive aggressive, and it really was. She was kind of getting passive aggressive with him because she was frustrated and she didn't feel like she could communicate how she felt with him. And that's what you get, Ace, for playing the game. The game is gonna play you back. Amaya is so confused because she feels like she's on Love Island. Like, what do you mean? Like, she's thinking she just kissed Austin the day before. She's thinking me and Ace are about to hit it off. I do respect Ace's boundaries, but like she said, we're on Love Island, not Friend Island. So you always gotta keep that in mind when you come on a show like this. Nick and Ace talk, and he recaps the convo with Amaya. And Nick basically tells him, "You better go get Chelly back, because this is kind of weird." And to be honest, Nick doesn't really have the full picture of what's going on with them. He's gonna support his boy. He's not gonna be for Amaya. He's a little freaked out. He's like, "What do you mean she's saying all these things and she's calling you babe? Like, that's a red flag and whatever." To be honest, like, they all call each other babe in there, but Nick is gonna support his guy, and it is what it is. He advises him to go back to Chelly, and later in the episode, we do see that. Then Amaya tells the girls about her conversation with Ace, and she's just like, "What is going on?" Like, all the girls are like, "Yeah, like, we're not like," she's like, "I'm not gonna be chasing you. I know my worth. I'm not gonna be all over you just because you have your boundaries." Da 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 da. She's like, "I'm a grown woman. I can do this. I can handle this." Ace and Chelly then talk, and you see Austin get frustrated. At first, I'm like, Austin ate with this little. He's like, he thinks Chelly's gonna chase him, but she's not that girl. She's not a girl that's gonna chase a man. But Austin, why are you angry? Did you tell Chelly that you were kissing Amaya the day before? It's giving anger issues, and we're not gonna. I'm not even gonna check you so hard because I agree with you on this, but don't forget that you also have options, okay? I guess he's just frustrated because he's like, you could have picked Chelly. You had the opportunity. He literally says it. You had the chance to pick first and you picked Amaya. Why are you coming for my girl? Austin is rightfully pissed because why didn't you pick her? And then they're basically talking. This conversation is a nothing burger. She basically was like, "I'm human. I'm gonna feel a type of way that you didn't pick me, but it is what it is." I really like how mature Chelly is. She's not about to lose her head over a man that's not making it clear that he wants her. She's gonna tell you how she feels. She's gonna tell you how it is, but she's not gonna be like simping for Ace. Ace is basically like, I want. She's like, I'm not gonna. What's the perfect girl for Ace? Chelly's like, hold on now. I'm not gonna be the perfect girl for Ace. I'm gonna be Chelly, and that's on period. Ace is just a big question mark. And the 22 age, he tries to act like he's 30 plus, but he's giving 22 in the way that I think he thinks he's smarter than he is, and that's maybe my issue with him in this episode. Yeah. And then we have Huda and Jeremiah. They come back to the villa. Everyone's happy for about them. They recap the conversation. And I don't know. Miss Huda basically talks about how he's going to move in with her. And I'm not sure if that's exactly what he said. But okay, now. The recap the day, Orlando and Chelly talk about Ace, and they say he's literally. Then we have Orlando and Chelly talking about Ace. He's Dora the Explorer, they say, because she's basically, they're both on the same page. Like, I'm not chasing this man. We are not here to chase man. And I know they cut out the part where they're like, God, give us a bombshell ASAP. Huda and Jeremiah talk, and this is then we get them to the night, and we get a conversation with Huda and Jeremiah, and she's basically like, I'm sure she's on a high after the day. She's like talking, and she's like, she asked him if they're closed off, and Jeremiah is like, it's kind of early days. Which one is it? Are you in love with her? Are you about to cry for the speech? Or are you closed off, Jeremiah? His mask is slipping. And then Huda basically says, are you waiting for something better to come along? And then he's like, that no, that's gonna take a lot for his head to turn. And I don't know, y'all. These two are just insane. They're moving way too fast. Jeremiah is already checking out slightly to me, but he's also thinking about the money. Huda is all in. I think she really, really gets all in about the guy she's with, whether she knows him or not, whether he's the one for her or not, whether she's seen the right flags, she's diving in. no blinders, no safety, no life jacket, nothing. Okay? Olandra and Taylor talk once again, and she expresses how she feels. She says she really likes him and that she just needs a little more affection from him, and she needs a little more, like she wants to feel like a girl. Like I want my man to want me. And then they stand up. He then kisses her, like gives her a peck. I wouldn't even call that a kiss. What is going on? They go to the photo booth and they're exchanging tongues and kisses. But where's the makeout session? Where's the... It's not adding up. It's not adding up to me. Like, I'm not really understanding what Taylor's on about. Like, do you like her? Because it's giving you don't like her. I don't think Taylor likes Olandria. I think Olandria has formed a bond with him, but I feel like she's settling. I don't really think this is the guy that's of her dreams. I feel like she's just stuck with the one option and she has to kind of go with it. But I really do hope they bring in someone that can sweep her off her feet. Then we have Ciara confronting Nick about Bella's and his kiss the night before. She basically was like, when are you going to tell me about your kiss with Bella? And he was like, I was going to tell you, but you didn't. And she says, okay, like, she kind of like lays down the law, and she says it's hard to tell the guy that you're like, this is how I'm feeling with his blue eyes, green eyes, whatever. Nick is like, yeah, it was a lot for me yesterday and I was really thinking about making a decision. I didn't think that was the right time to bring it up. And I hear what he's saying, but then the next day has come. That's something you should bring up to her. But like I said, ask for forgiveness rather than telling her the truth in the first place. That's Nick. We already know what Nick is. Nick is always going to choose him and what's the easiest route for him out of the whole situation. She basically says she wants to let him know that I'm going to move on from this. Ciara's actually I respect her. She says it how it is. She doesn't hold on to stuff for too long. And I think if he does this again, she's going to call him out on it. She basically says, I'm going to let this go, but next time it's not going to be like this. And I respect that. Ace and Amaya chat. Ace says he likes her, but that she's not understanding his boundaries. And once again, they have a heated conversation. Everyone in the villa is watching them, and they can clearly see that this is not going well. She's like a hothead, and Ace is so unserious. Like, they're so incompatible, and I do not see it for these two. They're going back and forth. She's like, what do you want from me? You're doing too much. I can't stand you, and I'm sick of your ish. She's like, I understand your point, but every conversation, it feels like you're basically telling me something that I'm not doing right. When are we going to get to the part where we're on Love Island? Is basically what she said. She said, this is not Friend Island, and she low-key did not lie. Okay? We see tomorrow night's episode, and yeah, what was the tomorrow night? More drama in the villa. I don't know, y'all. Like, there's not much love on this island. This episode was a lot of things going on, but I'm ready to see the love connections form. I'm ready to see better bombshells. We need better bombshells. Ace, what is going on with you? You're doing too much. Are you focused on Jeremiah Huda? Are you focused on your couple? Do you want Chelly? I was really writing for you, for your mess. But now the spotlight's on you, and I'm not really sure how you're handling it. And what else do I want to recap? Huda and Jeremiah. Jeremiah does not like Huda as much as she likes him, and the mask is slipping. Amaya is a little bit of a hothead and no emotional control, but she is right. And bring in bombshells for Chelly and Olandria. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It means a lot. I want to get to a few subscribers by the end of the season. Not a few, a lot of subscribers. But thank you guys for supporting. Please give us a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Are you feeling Ace? Are you not feeling Ace? All right. Bye.